Identified the exact spot of President George Washington's residence on Market Street, then High Street, when Philadelphia was the nation's capital from 1790 to 1800. The mansion is illustrated in this 1830 lithograph. The old residence site is next to the current Liberty Bell Pavilion. Its rear overlaps the location of the new pavilion that's being built. The overlap is at the site of Washington's slaves' quarters.
A few years later, there was a sickness at Mount Vernon. Paris was one of the slaves who died. Postilion Joe Richardson, owned by Martha Washington, would drive the team of horses for the president's carriage. Joe's wife, Sal, was owned by George Washington. His will freed her, but she chose to stay with her husband, Joe. She was inherited, in effect, along with him and 151 others, by Martha Washington's grandchildren. I wonder how her husband and wife talk about that. And I wonder whether George and Martha Washington talked about it. That he would free the people he owned, but that she would not. And I survived. 2 years later, I married a woman from a plantation nearby.
Not good enough.
The general found a note I wrote her about running away and stopped us. So I was there to attend him on his deathbed.
The first story you're told is about how the bell was made, how it cracked, as you move through time. The story expands to its place in American history and took on a greater role of a symbol for American liberty. And then you come to the final story part, and that's about its global significance, about how the bell means freedom to all people. And then you come to a point, and there it's quiet. You are in a room with the bell. There's a wonderful room of very serene, very natural light. And it's just you to contemplate the bell and what it means to you.
Let the bell be cast by the best workman, with the following words well shaped in large letters around it. Proclaim liberty throughout all the land to all the inhabitants thereof.
The bell was often rung to summon members of the assembly, like Benjamin Franklin, to meetings.
The bell rings and I must go along the way ones and talk politics.
It also rang to inform citizens of important announcements in the State House Square. And on July 8, 1776, an eager crowd gathered there to hear John Nixon give the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence. The city's bells rang out in celebration, so loud and so glorious that John Adams wrote,
"The bells rang all day and all night."
perhaps the State House bell rang with all the others on that important day too, for the patriot spirit became part of the bell's legacy, associating it forever with the American Revolution. But not all who heard the bells shared in the Declaration's promise of freedom. Slavery would save that truth for decades to come. In the 1830s, abolitionists fighting slavery adopted the State House bell with its powerful inscription as a symbol of their cause. Slavery was abolished throughout the United States, yet the fight was far from over, and the debate continued regarding the true meaning of liberty in America. The bell as a symbol began its role as a national lightning rod, a focus of celebration by some, and protest by others. After the Civil War and into the 20th century, the Liberty Bell traveled the country by train, stopping at scores of cities and towns. thousands of Americans came out to greet it.
Business was altogether suspended. Clerks and customers rushed from the stores. The hats of the thousands came off as if by common impulse.
There at the station, a farmer, his wife, and 2 babes in arms were waiting. The train stopped only a few minutes, but the infants were quickly handed up to the officers. Please, let them touch it, said the father. They may never get another chance in their lives.
And the Civil War movement.
Rights.
Civil rights movement.
Civil War.